Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a nice one for you today. It's Mastercard chooses Ripple. We got that and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. Let's see what we got here. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube for exclusive content. Right now, $1.16 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is up by 3.2%. Bitcoin, 28,300 plus. Ethereum, 1,700 plus and change. Tether market cap, 83 billion, slightly over. XRP at the number 5 spot at 52 cents this morning, up 0.4 on the 24-hour and up 5% on the 7-day. Before we get started here, I have to tell you, obviously you can tell my voice is a little different. Fighting some bronchitis this morning, but you know what? We'll get through it. Crypto doesn't stop, and we don't either. Let's get started. It's linked to, ladies and gentlemen, right here, private equity like you've never seen it before. If you thought that private investing was just for the ultra wealthy, well, think again. I tell you, Link 2 is taking down the barriers. Look, all you need to do is register to get started here, and the proof is in the pudding. Over 282.9 million total investments right now into 46 companies, 325,000 plus registered users. You should be one of them. Click the link underneath the video to get started. Look at this right here. John Deaton says, I know that everyone who cares about this space is mad right now about this insane reporting. I sat saying, WTF, and I did too when I saw it. Take a listen to this about Sam Bankman-Fried. Good gracious, this is horrible. Well, let me tell you, if there's a hole left in the world where Sam Bankman-Fried used to be, you could stuff his mom and dad in it and put a padlock on it. How about that one? This is some of the worst reporting I've ever seen to paint this guy. Oh, he'd still be going right now. This wasn't no Ponzi scheme. Listen, of course it was. Sam Bankman-Fried was on an absolute tear. Now, I don't know if drugs were involved, but it's just short of Scarface, for God's sakes. This guy did whatever he wanted with customer funds, and this guy paints it as like, gosh, if nobody had really demonized the guy, he'd still be kicking ass today. Oh, boy. Careful what you read. Careful what you watch, I tell you. Then there's this. Speaking of people who are not honest, if you remember, Christian Ager Hansen helped expose another scandal not long ago through Avalanche, I believe it was, if my memory serves me correctly here. Forgive me if it's wrong. But here we see another exposure of a fraud that has been considered for a long time. It's Craig Wright. John Deaton says explosive news in the continuing saga of Craig Wright and Calvin Ayre. He says, I have to admit, when I discovered Bitcoin in 2016, I became a bit obsessed with trying to figure out who Satoshi Nakamoto was, right? And we all know, I'll break away from the tweet here, we all know that Craig Wright has claimed that he was and is Satoshi Nakamoto. But it appears Calvin Ayre, who's been by his side, is now backing away. And inside of this email thread, he is telling him that I have got to get away from you no matter what. It's going to cost me and my family if I stand beside you. So here he says here, so you're either a moron for intentionally losing the case or you're a moron for actually not having the keys. Either way, I'm not following you over the cliff. How about that one? Yeah. So, this is one of those things where, I've been watching this. This goes all the way back to when we made Cryptonaires. Craig Wright actually said he was Satoshi and Cryptonaires. I was blown away that a guy would make an allegation like that and not simply open the wallet and show everybody that you can move things in and out of that wallet of Satoshis, and it puts everything to rest. What a mess. But this isn't. Ripple locks 800 million XRP after releasing 1 billion coins. Price surges over 1% in 24 hours. I say careful what we call progress. This is simple escrow release, and we know that about the same amount as usual has gone back into lockup on the back end of escrow. And wait till we get to this Mastercard news. You're going to love it. Oh, my goodness. And don't forget, there's a new BRICS report. We know BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and soon to be Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Iran, and a couple other countries joining in January of 24. Existing international organizations are controlled by Western countries, they say, which manipulate them and impose sanctions. It is necessary to carry out a fundamental reform of the entire architecture. You hearing that? It is necessary to carry out a fundamental reform of the entire architecture. This is what a splitting world looks like, change. There's no question about it. And I say to all of you that, this new fundamental architecture, who else has been building an architecture for the world in the future? It's Ripple, it's Stellar, it's protocols like that. So this is exciting to me when I see it because it looks like it won't be chaos. There will be something to move to. That's the important part of this. I don't mind if the world changes, just as long as we know where it's going, right? Here we see Swift, Ripple, and Stellar to play a key role in $250 trillion market. This speaks to what we're talking about with the BRICS news, but deeper in the financial world itself, right? The Swift Go platform has gained significant traction with over 600 banks joining, including 400 already operational. We know that RippleNet is direct competition to Swift, but they do more than what Swift can do. There's where the real threat is, right? Swift can do instant messaging, instant payment. Ripple can do instant messaging, instant payment, instant settlement. Come on in. That's where the threat is. And right here in one of the BRICS nations, in Brazil, Rosie Rios, the 43rd Treasurer of the United States and board member to Ripple. My first visit to Brazil, but definitely not my last. Spent a lot of fabulous day with the great employees of AGI Bank. How about that? Was she there on Ripple business? We don't know, but it certainly would appear so, right? Then there's this. Think about this for a moment. XRP Stamp is a data notarization system launched on the XRP-L blockchain that allows you to generate certificates for any type of file in seconds using Zum Wallet. We keep seeing how everything will be tokenized on the XRP ledger. Anything document related that once required a person will be replaced by blockchain authentication. Full trust, immutable, forever. That's what we're talking about here. And it is very exciting. Shout out to Purist and Zum Wallet. We'd say win in the team at XRP Labs. I want to go through a clip that I have here for you here. And it's pretty interesting. This is Michael S. Barr, the vice chair of supervision for the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System, who really makes some really great remarks here. I want to play this, and let me move you to 5 minutes here. This is close enough. Listen to what he says here in this clip.
Inclusion objectives with faster payment services. Separately, we are engaged in efforts to understand the next generation of payments technology and how it can be used to support a secure and efficient payment system. As the pace of innovation increases, the payments landscape continues to evolve with the emergence of new programmable payments platforms, including those built on distributed ledger technology and blockchain technology, and new forms of digital assets, such as cryptocurrencies, stablecoins, and central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. Given the new capabilities they could enable, we are seeing increased interest in and experimentation with these innovative technologies. This experimentation is happening in the private and public sectors, both domestically and internationally. In my view, as both the issuer of U.S. currency and an operator in the payment system, the Federal Reserve must understand these developments and the trade-offs they introduce. Our engagement with innovation is critical so that we can continue to support a safe and efficient payment system into the future. We continue to speak to a broad range of stakeholders and conduct basic research in emerging technologies that might support a CBDC payments backbone or for other purposes in the existing payments structure. For example, the Fed CBDC research program is currently focused on system architecture. Notably, how ledgers that record ownership of and transactions in digital assets are maintained, secured, and verified, as well as tokenization models, that is, the design of the digital analog to the paper banknote, that permits a transfer of funds between two parties without direct facilitation by the issuing central bank.
And that is powerful to me because he's talking about international and domestic distributed ledger technology, all a part of it. Michael S. Barr, if you're not familiar, a former Ripple advisor, former U.S. Treasury official, now the vice president of the Board of Governors for the Federal Reserve System. Extremely exciting, especially when you couple it with the news we're getting ready to look at right here. This is it. Why Mastercard is the right partner working with Ripple. Mastercard holds several patents on blockchain. Out of various patents, the patents on smart contract and offline transaction are quite important. Mastercard will use the bridging capability of XRP and, it says here, leverage the knowledge of smart contracts and offline payments in new payment ecosystem. Man, I love seeing this right here. Smart contract events, Mastercard International Incorporated for 21. Let's move you on up the line here. We see this, offline transactions and digital currency here. And here you can see the inaugural set of partners includes CBDC platform, Ripple, blockchain, and Web3 software. It also says the company Consensus, multi-CBDC and tokenized asset solution provide fluency. Digital identity, technology provider, Edemia. It says digital identity consultant, Hyperion. Security technology, I can't say the words there. And digital asset operations platform, Fireblocks. Ripple's launch of an inaugural government-issued national stablecoin. Right? How about that? In collaboration with Republic of Palau, in addition to the work of 4 CBDC policies. And we know from what I covered this morning from Brooks Entwistle that there are over 40 plus countries using XRP right now. RippleNet in over 70 plus countries. This is what we're waiting for, at least what I'm waiting for. I don't want to put words in your mouth. That's what I'm waiting for. And here you can see, to reinforce it all, is Chad Steingraber right here. Mastercard, the company selected for the start path, have demonstrated product market fit focused on digital assets, crypto payments, scalability, blockchain solution, NFT. Mastercard is going full steam ahead on crypto. Mastercard, Finastra, Ripple, and XRP. That's what we're talking about. Just like we're seeing in parallel, I should say, is what Michael Barr is talking about. How the U.S. government is incorporating distributed ledger technology both internationally and domestically. This, to me, is extremely, extremely positive. And so is this. XRP breakout target, 66 cents, $1.88, $5.85. As XRP closes September with a doji candle, it's the one and only Dark Defender here. He says resistance points, XRP closed March at 53 cents, increasing by 42% that month. If we go into this, after overcoming this initial resistance, XRP faced a yellow resistance trend line at 91 cents when it soared in July upon the lawsuit victory. We're going back. He's setting the tone here. XRP breached this yellow resistant trend line when it conquered 66 cents. Once this occurs, the path opens up to aim at $1.33. According to Dark Defender's chart, the 133 mark is a major resistance point for XRP. This resistance sits on the violet trend line that has exerted significant pressure on XRP since 2018. This is that trend line he's talking about right here. You see the $1.33 mark right there. New all-time high at $5.85. Dark Defender analysis suggests that once XRP successfully conquers this violet trend line, it says here, it reaches the 188 target. It could pave the way for a new all-time high. The analyst projects $5.85 as his initial target for a new all-time high. The chart reveals a lower upward red trend line acting as support level for XRP since 2020. This support has played a pivotal role in preventing further price drops for XRP. XRP is standing at 52 cents today. As we know, we will keep an eye on it. I hope he's right for all of us, and I hope it's just the beginning, and I believe it will be. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.